Hello and welcome to BVTV for our region side special. I'm Jimmy Whitehead, Events and Competitions Manager at Bowls Victoria, and joined as always by Joshy Thornton. How you going, buddy?
Good, Jimmy. No, looking forward to. I'm glad we caught up again. We haven't had a chance to catch up since the Metro Premier Grand Final, which was obviously a fantastic game. Come down to the last bowl. There's been a few things spoken around it. I know Bryce was on the Bowls Australia podcast, and he was touching on how the game unfolded. And what a cracking finish to our Metropolitan Premier Division finals.
Couldn't have got any better, mate. It was absolutely sensational day. Game played in great spirits, and yeah, obviously Melbourne got it done at the end. So we can talk about how all their Melbourne players, fit into that sandbelt side later. Once we start going through the sections, mate. So region sides this weekend, Friday through to Sunday, up at the Moama Bowling Club and Echuca Bowling Club as well. Half the games at Moama, half at Echuca. Looking forward to this, mate. I think this event brings out the best in a lot of players. For most players, it's sort of the peak level that they rise to. You're playing in it. What sort of preparation have you done leading into this weekend, mate?
So we've had a number of trials over the last couple of months. We usually have a region round robin, but obviously it's held in early November and it got cancelled because of COVID. But outside that, we normally have a Murray Mallee trial, which is always in January, and then we pick a side to go over and play against our neighbouring region, Wimmera, and we played against them early March. So our side is comprised out of those two trials. I think both the men and women's sides are shaping up not bad. I've always said since I moved up here that if we have a full side, we are not a bad side and can potentially push to winning our section. But we're definitely going to have to play well, that's for sure, Jimmy.
You're in Section A. We'll go through the men's first, then jump onto the women's. You've got Strzelecki, Mornington Peninsula, Northern Gateway, Metro West, Sandbelt, West Coast and Geelong. Where do you see the strength in that section?
So from my perspective, I think Northern Gateway and Metro West are probably the teams to beat. There's no doubt looking at Geelong's side that they are probably a side that could easily win that section. Sandbelt, I want your opinion on Sandbelt, Jimmy. Like, what do you think about them?
I know about 4 of the players that are playing that region, to be honest. I think when you're missing, you've picked 1 Melbourne player, 0 Mentone players, a couple of Clayton. It's not the 12 I would have picked, JT. And I think the results will mirror that. I think they'll struggle to get wins in that section. There's some good sides in there, as you mentioned, Northern Gateway, Metro West. Geelong are a very good side yourself. Strzelecki, you've got some good players too. Mornington Peninsula, they're riding a bit of high. A lot of City of Frankston players playing in that side. They've had a very good season. Yeah, I think Sandbelt are really going to struggle.
Look, obviously, because we're playing them, I've got to be careful about how I word this, but it's definitely not a side I would have sent from Sandbelt, knowing who I know plays in that region. So,
yeah. So my tick to get out of that section, mate, is it's between Northern Gateway and Metro West. I'm going to slightly lean with the guys from Northern Gateway. I think they'll put the foot down, get some big game players in there. A lot of players playing in UBC this week, Johnny McCarron, Jordan Yates, backing it straight into this. So they'll be battle hardened, ready to go. Who are you going to tip?
Well, I'm going to tip Murray Mallee. Obviously, I think we can do it. If we, again, play at our best, we have a full side. We do play Northern Gateway last game, and I'm hoping maybe might have to come down to that last game to see who gets through.
Yeah. Over to Section B, mate. There's some killers in Section B. We've got the defending champions in the men's Eastern Ranges against Yarra. Yarra in there as well. I'd put them up there with probably the best 12 players on the park across all regions. Golden Murray, no slouches, made the final last year, got knocked off by Eastern Ranges, a very good side on their day. Bendigo, Campaspe, Goldfields as well. They've got a strong unit. So how do you see that section panning out?
So as I did some notes before the show, and so my notes were, I think Yarra are the team to beat, which is incredible when you think about the fact that both Eastern Ranges and Goulburn Murray were in the final last year. I just don't see him repeating it for different reasons. And Yarra side looks great on paper. The other one is Bendigo, Campaspe, Goldfields. Always sends a good side and looks like a good side on paper. I mean, they have in the past won the region sides in different incarnations, but if they can string it together, I think they're a massive chance as well too.
Yeah, home ground advantage for them as well. A few players from up on that Echuca Moama sort of border. I think they'll go pretty strong. The greens will suit them. The grass greens at both Moama and Echuca will suit them. I can't look past Yarra. For me, they're the best side there. Our good mate Mattia Tybray coached them to second place in a section last year. I'm not sure how. He shoulders the blame for me on that. They've kicked him aside this year. They've gone back to the old trusted team manager. So I think they'll go one better this year, make the final, and they're probably my tick to win it as well, to be honest.
Yeah, look, as I said, I think Yarra will win that section. It's going to be tough. And I said, out of those 4 sides, I think they are the team to beat from my perspective.
Yeah. Over to the women's. The women's, for me, is so open. I think a number of regions can come from nowhere and win this, which makes it so exciting. Last year, Ovens and Murray took the title down against probably one of the unexpected teams in the comp, which was Wimmera. How do you see this one going? Section A, your ladies, you're going to back them?
Yeah, look, they're going to be roundabouts. They've had a couple pull out the last couple of weeks, unfortunately for the ladies, which can happen, as everybody knows. I reckon this is the real wide open section, and even though I've sort of tipped Gateway and Metro West as probably the 2 sides on paper that look to be the 2 strongest sides, I really think this section is wide open, and it could come from any number of the 8 sides in that section. That's for sure.
Treslecki are a very strong women's side. They've got some great bowlers, some younger bowlers coming through the ranks there as well. I think they'll give it a fair nudge. You can't rule out the Geelong ladies either. That they go very deep in a lot of state events from down there. Sunbelt ladies, I think they'll give it a nudge. I actually, it's a flip of a coin for me who gets through this. I'm going to go with Treslecki. I think they've got some younger players. Ange Hackett, Sam Atkinson, who are playing very well, have won multiple events sort of down that way. I think that bit of youth will push them through on this one. I'll tip them to get out of this section.
I'm going to lean towards Metro West, just over our Murray Mallee ladies.
Yeah, fair call. Over to section B, do you see it going similar to the men's? Do you think Yarra will be dominant there? They've got some very good players. Tris Doolan makes hundreds of state events every year. She'll be leading that side. How do you see that one going?
See, I'm a bit different here. I actually see Ovens and Murray as a clear-cut favourites in this section. They won it last season for a reason. They have stacks of players. Talk about Tris Doolan going to state events, but there's probably 5 or 6 ladies out of the Ovens and Murray side that not only go to the state championships every year, but go deep, And when you think about someone like Kylie Whitehead, who's just got her first international Australian cap about to go to the UK to try and obviously make the Com Games, it shows how strong that particular region is. So I do think it's a very strong section. And some of the other teams I noted that I thought, well, yeah, they're roundabouts. Eastern Rangers, Wimmera made the final last year, Bendigo, Campaspe Goldfields, and I did mention Yarra as well, who I think are a strong side, but I'm definitely tipping Ovens and Murray to take out that section. Yeah,
it's a fair call. Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields, Cass Millerick in for that side this year. She's a big game player, played on the highest stage of them all. So, look, I think they'll go pretty close as well. I think it's a toss-up between Yarra, Bendigo and Ovens and Murray. You don't really want to back against Ovens and Murray when, as you mentioned, Kylie Whitehead, Annie Miles, Laureen Smith, Claire Sanders, like bags of experience, winning stacks there. So that'll be close. I sort of think Ovens and Murray will maybe edge that one and then probably get through. The winner of that section will win the final for me.
Yep. Yeah, well, I said I'm Ovens and Murray. I said my original home area, so I've got to have some linkage back there. Not sure the men can do any good. I don't like their sides, but and I don't have to play them, so I don't have to worry about that come back to bite me in the ass. So, but I definitely think the ladies can win and win their section, go on to win the whole thing.
Might play them in the final, Josh. You don't want to get too early on that one, mate.
Well, yeah, unlikely.
Busy week for you, mate. You're straight into the under-18s state championships the week after at Bendigo East Bowls Club. So that's Monday through to Thursday next week. Looking forward to that, mate.
Yeah, it should be great. I mean, I've always loved being involved working with the juniors. Since working for Bowls Vic, I've been in that capacity, whether in my participation role. I'm one of the under-18 state selectors currently still, and obviously now that I've transitioned into a country manager's role, I'm trying to set up junior development squads in these 2 regions. So to see the opportunities for these kids to play in a state championship against their peers, and it's sort of the start of their bowling journey if they want to make it, and we've had some fantastic under-18 winners over the years and who have gone on to big and amazing things in our sport from our state, So, I still remember Warrnambool, 18 months ago, Jimmy, where Kobe Cromie knocked off his older brother Tyson and that, and something like that doesn't happen a lot, and we've got him still playing in our under 18 championships, and we've got the Lily Dodds of the world and Akasha Fortunes and Jacob Brighton, who stood out last year in the singles. There's a stack of juniors there who are going to be obviously putting their hand up regardless of the event, because we've got singles, pairs, triples, and mixed pairs who are going to be potentially our next state stars.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a rivalry going on between the brothers still. I was with Tyson and Kobe yesterday. I said to Kobe, I've just done the under 18s draw and you've got Caleb Shaw. And he looked at me with a wry smile on his face. I said, what's the matter? And he goes, Tyson told me Caleb Shaw's going to win the whole thing. There's no better way for me than to knock him out in the first round. So he was wrapped through that draw. So should be a corker, that one, Caleb against young Kobe. Should be a front row seat for that, man. So don't forget. Oh, you go.
I was going to just say, if anyone's floating around Bendigo next week, go to Bendigo East. Fantastic bowls for 4 days. Check it out. As I said, our future stars are going to be on show.
And don't forget, we've got live streaming coming to you from region sides this weekend. 2 games Friday, 3 games Saturday, 3 games on the Sunday. Schedule is on the region sides page on the Bowls Victoria website. Go and see your local region. Jump on, give them some support. Should be an amazing event. JT, good luck for the weekend and the week ahead, mate. We'll be back probably before state pennant, so we'll recap if I beat you at tipping yet again before state pennant, and we'll have another crack at seeing if you can get one over me, mate.
No worries, Jimmy. Good luck to everybody going up to Moama Echuca this weekend.
Safe trip, everyone. Take care.